Almost hit start streaming. Whoops. Tell it's been a full week since I've been streaming and my brain's kind of mad at me. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start the video before the game already launches. I want to give a little bit of feedback, and this gives me time to do so. Hopefully, not too much time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load a blank peaceful world with debug mode on. I'm going to run around Riverside with the 10 years later mod pack that I have going. And then I'm going to pause the video and then record the same thing but in vanilla preset. The reason that I'm doing this is because I found out that Riverside had an expansion in the 10 years later mod, and I have not been able to find any maps for it. I have not been able to find any videos covering it. If this ramble goes on too long, I will put a timestamp. I'll put a timestamp regardless for when I start the actual 10 years later tour, and then the the vanilla tour. Although the vanilla, you could also have the map up alongside the video. I do plan to later release an edited video where I have them side by side. But for right now, I just want to get the basic. This is what Riverside looks like now in the 10 years later mod versus the vanilla. And I'll use this video to edit that down. Meh. And I'm doing debugs so that I don't have to deal with traveling on foot. I can go for a little bit faster speed. Do no clip. I'm gonna do a full walkthrough of every single building, because every building I think is the same-ish, it's just the outside that's changed. So, yeah. If you're like me and if you're looking for a map, hopefully this will help. Hopefully this will help you figure out what you need to do for whatever storyline you're going for. I know Rosewood has also changed, but I haven't really spent time doing that, so... And again, I'll put timestamps in the video description. I will be doing this one take, and I will be doing an edited version later. I cannot speak today. I don't need the game full volume for myself. I'll be doing an edited version later where I have them side by side, so I'll have to remember which way I go from. I think I'll start with the gated community and head my way over towards the top side of Riverside, north side, northwest side, whatever isometric orientation you want to give it. Top side, north side, northwest side. Because of isometric views, angles are weird, hard to explain. One big change you'll see pretty immediately when we load in is that the environment has changed. Riverside is more of a desert-ish theme, which I'm not fond of the desert-ish theme in the 10 years later. I'm fine with the greenery stuff. That stuff is fine, but the desert-ish theme has rocks, cacti, and trees that just trip you up, and yeah. Oh, we're in the okay, well then, I think we have a better idea where we're going, because we started actually in a decent area. I don't have the map. Whoops! My bad. Hold on. Okay. So we are outside of Riverside. I'm gonna only be covering the map itself. So let's go make our way. Make our way up. And as you can see, as you can already see, desert theme. And before we even get to Riverside proper, you can see the change that kind of sparked the need. So if you're coming in from the tavern side of town, you know, you're not yet in town, that road there no longer exists. I don't think. Yeah, you can see where it was is gone. So you'll be forced to take either this road in, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go take this bridge in. Which you'll start to see part of the reasons I'm not really a huge fan of the 10 Years Later stuff. Some of these are fake props, some of these are real props. I just realized the scrapyard probably isn't included, and I might see if I can remember where this scrapyard is. It's fine. We'll do that stuff later, if you want to see more of that side of Riverside. I'm only covering the map, for now. So there's the burgers. Another bridge into Riverside. And it gives you an idea that there's a fork there, which I don't think the Ohio changed that much. I forgot to turn the bloodlust off. So you can't keep to the road that's on the map. The road is the river. And you can already see some kind of issues with it. So first up is the police station. Again, you have to take this road here to get into Riverside to get to the police station, or you have to do some stuff on the main street depending on where you get into Riverside, but we'll get to that later. So just quick run around. And you can see the river is still back there, so yeah. And it is exactly the same. Bathroom. The tiniest police station I know so far. Go through the door. So that is the police station. You'll notice that you can't get to the gas station. We'll come back to that. the construction yard, which isn't fully finished by the time you start the game, and somehow none of the survivors thought to finish the house. That would have been a nice touch, I think. Having something between the fire station and the furniture and stuff. These aren't really points of interest, but these aren't really points of interest, but I would like to just go ahead and quickly grab a quick tour of everything. This is a furniture store, but this feels like a fully fleshed out place. And then the exit to the back, to the parking lot. Again, not really a huge point of interest. Hugo Plush, which is apparently a furniture store. Again, not a huge point of interest. Don't make me do this game. No, I have a better idea. Sorry. So this is a furniture store, or clothing store. All of your changing rooms. Do be careful, because they can spawn friends. I don't think there's a thing back there. Not really a huge point of interest, but yeah. Time for sports. Another clothing apparel place. Baseball bats can be found here, lacrosse sticks as well. They're not very great weapons, but they exist. Also some more clothing, but not really a huge point of interest. There's just so much better to find in Riverside. Baseball bat. But with Riverside as it is, it's probably best to come up this way so that you get the police station, and a couple of furniture, or a couple of clothings and baseball bats. Really, I'm not sure why this place is not considered a point of interest. I never hear it talked about too much. But early game, if you want... well, I guess the big thing is that it's on the main road. Here's a deli of sorts. If you're in 10 years later, it's not going to be worth your time unless you have cooking and you can do stuff with the rotten food. I say that and then I realize I've messed up these settings, but yeah. Quietly meandering about. Now, you may be wondering, every building looks pretty similar to what I remember. If you know Vanilla, you're probably thinking that everything looks sort of familiar except for the river down the street. We'll get back to why I am still doing this. Promise I have a reason for doing this. This is the mail store. Very good place to come. So let's just quickly do scope, and you see part of why this is a good place. This is actually, I've built a base in this building before, and I actually really enjoy this. In fact, in my upcoming series where I reclaim the world, I'm probably going to take this building as my base. simply because it's so centralized on this side of Riverside. It is gigantic. This holds so many books. I am sad that this is a destroyed shelf. Like, this really should not exist, but oh well. And then your garage exit, if you want to have cars in here. And we're back around the back. These are mostly bathrooms. Break room. No idea what that room was supposed to be, but okay. I don't think I finished the downstairs, actually. I just realized. Sorry. Hold on. But yeah, this is a very nice building. You don't have to tear down as many walls if you don't have the sledgehammer yet. And it's very close to the hardware store, where if you have loot respawn on, you can keep going back to the hardware store and keep going for, yeah, we did not. So, yeah. Keep going for the sledgehammer. So that's the post office, one of my favorite places to base in Riverside directly. No, my favorite base in the game is not even in a town. It's way outside of town, and it's specifically way outside of Riverside. But Riverside is a nice starting place. So this is the hotel. You know, keep in mind that there is an annotated map in here. I remember this one, because it's the annoying duffel bag of nothingness. Again, broken beds. I really don't like that about this. Conjoined room. So this is a double bedroom kind of thing. Which, weird, but okay. Laundry room. Private bedrooms is so weird for me. Especially when not every single room has it. Hardware. Very good place to work on your metalworking because of the pipes. If you've got Atelier tuning, it's a really good place to farm for pipes in Riverside. If you don't have loot respawn on. If you have loot respawn on, I would save the garage's loot and not tear down things. Which is my preferred method. Whoops, hold up. My preferred method is to just loot respawn, leave everything alone. But if gotta do what you gotta do, to be honest. So this basically looks like the downstairs. If you remember the downstairs, you remember the upstairs. This one is a lot smaller, though. Because the ocean, or river view, not even. River is way too far out to view the river, but whatever. And then go downstairs, and I'll do the other side later. This is the office building, part of the hotel inn. We go through this door, go outside. Same with this door. Oh, Riverside Suites. Never mind, it's not a hotel. It's just a weird looking apartment complex kind of thing. This side is also much sadder. So smart. It's like, please tell me I make it all the way up the stairs. This side feels more like the motel I'm used to. There you go. Carrying on, you're starting to see part of how they handled Riverside, and part of why I honestly struggle with this. Let's go around back. Let's go to the... forget what this is. It's been a bit... I've kind of got Rosewood more in my head right now. Lonnie Lorenzo's survival on nothing but... Okay, so this is... entertainment. Let's get the building key just in case. This would be an interesting... I've never really seen anybody build in here. This would be an interesting riverfront base, I guess. Because this is right up against the river. It would be very hard to defend, but it would be a building to use in any regard. This will also take us upstairs, but we're not taking that right now. Why not? Let's take it right now. This leads us to the kitchen. This would be the main stairs that we saw downstairs. Plenty of places to dine and enjoy your food. I just said the same thing twice, differently. This, again, you can see the river from there, where the river is actually supposed to be. Yep, 2 doors to the outside. Gazebo. I just realized, whoopsies, hold up. So I entered from this side, hold on, let me do this properly. So on the front you have, I think a furniture store on the front. Again, 2 furniture stores on the same side of Riverside. Really good to get some clothing going. The back rooms, which leads you into the back of the hair salon. I never really find hair salons that interesting. If you want to spice up your character after a bit, sure, I guess, but eh. Bathroom. And then we get back into that weird dine-in place that doesn't really have a clear sign, but yeah, that's what this is. There's a door back here. Hold up. Bathroom. And conspicuous hardware. That's why. Running back inside-ish. One of these doors. You can really tell now why I gave this tour. I might not actually do the vanilla side, sorry. I'll do the vanilla side later for the side-by-side, but you can just look at the map, which I will leave a description, or a link in the description for the actual map. Enigma Books, eh? Oh wait, Palm Travel, never mind. This is the bookstore. Enigma Books. Now you may notice something. Some of these are terrible quality bookshelves. I don't remember there being terrible quality bookshelves in the actual bookstore. Is there a door here? No, okay. This is your pharmacy. Never mind, it is a diner. And now you see why I said we will handle the other building in the back later. So, you're getting a bit of an idea of why I wanted to do this. I forget what the store even is supposed to be. Is this the pharmacy? This is the pharmacy. Starts off all normal likes, and then this happens. There's a bed in here now, which there was not a bed in here before. Actually, should just do this. We'll go outside later. Now I just want to do a quick pharmacy tour. Jewelers, again, not entirely sure why this was done like this, but this was done like this. For whatever reason. Fake low walls, fake fences. Another dinery on this lot. And another furniture store. If you want furniture, you've got furniture. Mannequins in there. Mannequins in here. Now that we're outside, let me go check out the other, again, food back here. Door unlock. Rude. Got another dinery in here. The gazebo is on the other side of the river part 2, again. And then yet another eatery in here. If you don't have rotten food, this is like a really good place to get some good food, I guess. So you may be now wondering, how do we get across the river? It is simple, really. Now that you've toured the entire top side of the main road, just take the stairs. I'm actually gonna work my way back down towards... Oh, well, never mind. Never mind, we're not working our way back down. What? Oh, right. Okay. Let me try this from the top. Let me explore this building from this side over. If you don't know what this is a toy store. We'll get back to that in a minute. If you want to access anything directly on this side of the road, it is better to take this back room if you're in 10 years later to access the office building, whatever this office building is supposed to be. And the other toy store. Yep. I'll lead you to this side of the building. And then you can dip into this door. I said you can dip into this door. And this door will lead you to another office building of some kind. I think this is like a legal building, if I remember correctly. I don't typically visit green stores unless I can see what they are describing themselves as. Or unless I have the map up and I know what exactly the green building is. There's a break room. This is another furniture store. This is the only way you're going to be able to access this building. Which I guess is fine because, again, car access, whatever. And then you start seeing more stuff of fakeness. More fake metal walls, more fake metal or log walls. And this will lead you into the dinery. I think this is specifically Pizza World now that I think about it. I love the 10 years later aesthetic, but I don't really like the mod itself. I don't like the changes to the buildings, particularly. Okay. Let's quickly check out the laundromat. Laundromat is another place you can get the sewing kits. Hopefully that person will not interrupt me while I'm trying to speak. This is a long video as it already is, and I don't like it. I don't want to take another take. We're not gonna check out residential. If you need residential, bleh. Residential has not changed. It's mostly the stuff on the strip that has changed. Here's your hardware store. Here is your hardware store. Good place to get some tools, especially welder's masks. This is like the best place I've found for getting a welder's mask. It is also really good if you don't have rare loot for getting melee machetes or axes that aren't very good against trees, but are good if you need them. Just gonna see if I can find the fabled sledgehammer in here for funsies. There's also gardening supplies, I forgot about that. Tons and tons of stuff here. Again, gardening supplies. Nope. Did not get the fabled. Oh well. Oh, that's unfortunate. You can get them fairly easy on the gated community side of town, which is, of course, the side we'll visit last. Oh, what was that? That was the accounting. This is another fashion store. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. But it is a good place. I think Riverside is better than Rosewood for getting good clothing easily. This is probably another... Nope, it's not another dinery. Felt like another dinery. Oh, it's another... It's another clothing store. Seriously, if you need clothes, in this game. Like, if you need better gear, then definitely prefer Riverside over Rosewood for starting. But I don't, so I won't. Oh, this is, another store kind of thing. Like another grocery store kind of thing. So a lot of non-perishable foods, with some perishable foods in the back. And that should be all for this building. It is, okay. So I'm gonna make my way back down. I want to quickly grab the school before I head back up to the middle of town. Oh hey, a fire truck. Neat. So this is the school building. I said unlock the store, please. This is the school building. I'm gonna do a quick tour just to show if anything's changed. I actually don't know if anything's changed. I've never been to the school. And the 10 years later stuff. So that's the office. This is a break room. Book on the floor randomly. The school is another good place to base, but it is also good to get baseball bats. Cafeteria area. Really good place to get baseball bats, and if you have Britas, the terrible, not good range. Locker room for the gym, which is right here. Is there only one locker room and nope, I'm blind. Nurse's office, right next to the gym. Classroom. I'm just double checking that I didn't forget a door down there. The library, good place to get books. Although Riverside has a bookstore, it is still good to have multiple options. Oh yeah, people also say, oh, it's a good place to get school bags, but honestly, school bags are not really worth it, in my opinion, especially if you have Britas. Which, if you're doing 10 years later, please have Britas on. Britas will make things so much easier on you. Do enjoy the random trees in the middle of buildings. What's not good about this specific school building is that it only has one staircase. Oh wait, it has two. Where's the other one? Why do I not ever remember the other one? Oh, wait, yeah. Oops. Sorry, my bad. I forget that one every single time. Good explanation of how well I know this place, eh? I don't really do school building stuff. I usually leave the school buildings alone unless I need, like, the library, and then I leave again. I just don't find it worth my time coming all the way up and through, although I'm aware that, again, baseball bats are a big thing here, with Britas. Really, anywhere is good to get, some kind of good stuff. But what's nice about the school building is, again, nice little patio to build food. A farm, excuse me. Alright, now to really cover places that have changed here in a minute. Yeah, this is still residential. I'm not doing that because of that. The Gigamart has changed. Again, fake fences. Again, please stop using fake props. Fake cabinets. You cannot loot these cabinets. These are fake. Fake chairs. Right, because of the cactus right there. So fake chairs, fake fridge, fake anvil, which you can't even use. Fake, fake, fake. So yeah, don't try to grab any of that. It's not gonna work. I guess if you really want it for design, yeah. Oh wait! You can't get through the door! How are you supposed to get in? That got me the first time I came over here because I came from the gated community. I was like, alright, I'm just gonna walk into the store. How you get in... You run all the way around the building and explore the building even more. You get to this side. This side is the river, or part of the river. I don't think the Ohio changed that much. I don't think Riverside got eaten by the Ohio River, but I'll have to double check. I don't think the Riverside no longer exists in 2003. I'll have to double check. Which is part of the reason I'm, like, pretty mad about this, is because... Not mad, but, like, meh about this, because... Again... Some change is nice, but too much change is a little annoying. Alright, running around the front... And then you realize there's a door. This is how you get in. If you don't want to unbarricade things, this is how you get in. More fake props that mess with your line of sight, which messes with the lighting. Grocery. I do appreciate the 10 years later mod. I do really enjoy it for the aesthetic, but I don't really think that I'm going to be playing with it because I do know that Rosewood also had changes to it, and I'm terrified it's going to be like Riverside. Blah, these props change my line of view, and I don't really enjoy it. So this is the Gigamart. There's the barricaded door. Alright, I think I'm done with this building. Isn't there like a second floor to this though? Hold up. Hold up, am I dumb? Is there a second floor to this? Not seeing it. Don't Gigamarts usually have 2 floors? Or is that just Rosewood? Anyway. I think that I'm done with this place, so now we can leave. And this leads us to the bank. Also has some props in here, so have fun with those. You may be wondering why I'm showing every single room of every single building. It's mostly for newer players who decide that they want to start with 10 years later, which why are you doing this to yourself? 10 years later is usually done with the food set to rotten and rarity set to low. So why would you do that to yourself? That is not really what you should be doing. You should be playing vanilla if you're a new player. But if you're not entirely new, like if you've done a playthrough of the game, but you don't know everything like the back of your hand, giving you a bit of a room by room tour of the buildings so that you know what to expect when you open the doors. I'm not giving you a loot look. You can kind of guess most of the loot. Somebody may be asking why I'm not going to cover the warehouses, especially in this video. Sorry. I'll cover the warehouses in a separate video and tag it on to the vanilla side by side. If somebody really wants me to, I will. And then that's the strip over there. Let me show you. The strip, you access like this. And we're back. Okay. The gated community, again, is fairly similar to what it would be in vanilla, so I'm not going to show it. Fairly similar, the only differences being the major differences being, of course, the erosion. So I forget what this room is, this building is exactly. It's not the church. I know it's not the church. Oh boy, I would know if it was the church by now. is like a dinery community center kind of thing. To be fair, being right next to the church would make sense. Alright, so, heads up for the church. If you are faint of heart for skeletons, then now you should probably look the other way. Yep, I'm spoiling a bit of the church. I don't care. If you are faint of heart to skeletons, look away now. So in the church you have random armory. Careful when you come in here, they like to have minions. Warned you. I really would not come to the church in 10 years later. There's hardly a point for loot here. It's no longer a church building. Be annoyed by the fake crops. Be annoyed by the fake crops again. Would be nice if that was real wood. Like, really nice if that was real wood. I would fill in some of the realism. I had to chop down all this wood to do all of this stuff. But, whatever. Metal fences, metal walls, etc., etc. So yeah. And then there's one more building that I need to go make my way to, but I can't sprint. Lest I break my legs. There's a car. Oh, there's a bus there. Hi, bus. Sprinting is already kind of dangerous. You will still trip on rocks, but not nearly as bad as if you were doing that. And the game crashed. Not crashed. Don't know why I thought I alt-tabbed it. Did not alt-tab. Whatever. We'll check it out. Okay. I've now paused the recording doing that. Just running around the front first. I've honestly forgotten what this building is. I don't come out here very often. It feels like some kind of office building. Please tell me there's a sign. Boat Club. I guess this would also be a really good place if you want to live by the river. There's not a whole lot of loot in here, I don't think. Otherwise I would be in here more. Is there actually loot in here? It's kitchen area. No idea what that room's supposed to be. I thought I missed a door. Triple check I didn't miss any doors on the bottom floor. I did. This is another one of those, if you've never really looted this and you need books and rarity, loot rarity, that is a good place to get books. No idea what that's supposed to be. Don't ask me, I have no idea. Probably mannequins, if I had to guess. But yeah, that covers all of the major, buildings in Riverside proper. The only other thing that there is in Riverside to cover is residential, but residential, again, hasn't changed too much, aside from erosion. I was going to do a vanilla run-through, as well, but this has taken me forever, so we're not doing that. But I will quickly run down this road that leads to the gated community, at the back of the gated community, and then dip my way through. Again, if there's a construction site from 10 years ago, it'd have been nice to have had at least some building from a survivor building onto what was already there. But, yeah, whatever. If you don't know Riverside too well, or if you haven't really played much of projects, of this game, then, gated communities are nice for having garages. There's an RV over there. Meow. For having garages, as well as some of them do have sheds along the south side, or the far, right side of the map. A lot of them have fireplaces, particularly the house that I just ran by has a fireplace, which is a very good for winter. The isometric view is not enjoying all the line of sight breaking. If you're looking for houses with fireplaces, I will let you know that every house except for this specific house on this road has a fireplace. Don't get that last house on the row. Again, I'm not gonna do a complete run through of residential. There's no point in it. You can see all the little rocks catching your ankles. It's not as bad as trees, I guess, but it's still really annoying. So yeah. Another bus. Wow. So, yeah. This has been Riverside, and 10 years later, a good portion of it. I was gonna do the vanilla next, pause the recording and do vanilla, but I am too tired to do vanilla. I kind of want to turn off 10 years later, and then boot up the playthrough again, and restart the series that I was planning to start, and then everything got ruined. My plans got ruined, so. I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, well, you could just, like, continue the series, but, like, now that you know the map, like, draw, like, a map with this new knowledge. I could, yes, but there were already issues with the playthrough that I was doing. Namely, this does mess with the Riverside's population a little bit, and I was kind of noticing that. I also don't like the desert aesthetic too much. Riverside does not change that drastically in 10 years for me. And I would find it a little bit hard to fit the realism that I promised to try to stick to. So I'm thinking that I will retry the series with difficulty turned off, or friends turned off completely. I'll have to quickly look into how best to do that, because I know that there's still a way to have them spawn. I know that turning off the heli event and turning off the meta events is a good way to reduce the number of them spawning, but there are still building stories that spawn them. If I remember correctly, did I not get this? Oh. Hey, I did miss stuff. Aha. My bad. Oh, right, because the police station. I'm sure somebody's been going, what about Spiffos? What about the gas station? The things that you forgot that are kind of important. Also, 2 fire trucks. Yeah. Very rare for me to find fire trucks anymore. And there's another fire truck. Alright, now that I remember that there's buildings over here. Haha. That's another thing, another problem with the river in the middle of town is forgetting things. The VHS store, which you really do not want to forget. Like I just did. VHS store, which is really good for having VHSs for all the things you could ever need. Remember, there are rare VHSs that will be very good for you. Find them all. It's a challenge. I'll have to do a timestamp for this. I don't... It's fine. Another dinery. If you're doing 10 years later, start working towards getting a farm up. Farming and foraging in Riverside are gonna be the best bets for you. Some kind of break room? What is this? Oh, it's a electronics store. Medical. Or is this a dentist? Might actually be a dentist. Those are some weird chairs. Oh, chiropractic. This is another small convenience store. Which, why? You already have a gas station. Spiffos is up here. By this ginormous river. The gas station, which continues later. Why do you need gas? Alright, so I'll have to put a timestamp there because that it's quite far into the tour. Again, I'm not going to showcase any buildings that aren't on the map proper. I guess, let me show you. So, if you want to tour those, the only one that I'm going to show, I guess, because I'm actually out here. Yeah, it's fast for me, just a sprint. The big one I guess I'll show while I'm out here is gonna be a cut, well, a timestamp to the scrapyard and the hardware store. Scrapyard is fine. It has not been interrupted by a random amount of river. It's always the little rocks that get me. And then suddenly it goes into greenery. So yeah, Riverside is a big desert aesthetic, but it doesn't blend very well back into the forested aspect of things. Which, meh. I am surprised by how many lawnmower trailers I've seen, but no lawnmowers. Wham! That makes me concerned for finding the thing in the game. This, by the way, is why I did not get a vehicle, because it is just downright impossible. Here is your warehouse. As you can see, it is totally fine. It is just wrapped around in trees and vines and stuffs. I'm not going inside the warehouse. If you need a warehouse tour, sorry. Warehouses are really good for loot, so just in general, visit them. But yeah, that is all I'm going to do today. This took longer than I expected.